front porch. First time filming a class out here, so we will see how it goes. I live on a busy-ish street, and it's about just after work, 5 p.m., so there are lots of cars going by. We'll see how well the microphone does with the cars. What we're going to do, we're going to focus on the neck, the shoulders, just especially if you're someone who's sitting all day, a desk worker like me at the moment. Maybe you're breastfeeding, carrying a baby, all these kind of activities, shapes where we're around it a lot through the spine and the shoulders, and just this position, we get a little bit stuck. So we're going to unstick. We're going to get unstuck. If you have a yoga block, grab that. And if you have just a little dish towel, grab that. I'm sure we all have that available. So let's get started in a seat. So find anywhere to sit up nice and tall. Maybe close the eyes down and take a few breaths, a few moments to land. Might be nice to just start by sensing how we're feeling. I like to think of this as a transition. For me, particularly right now, it's a transition from work to home. Even if this is a kind of work, this is still exactly what I need today. A little reset for the mobilization through the neck and shoulders. So pay attention to what you're doing. The shift, the transition, let go of what you were doing before this and be right here with this next breath in, next breath out. Okay, really deep breath in, powerful in, empty. Good, and then just blink those eyes open. We're going to take our chin and bring it down towards our chest. Sometimes my microphone gets a little louder when I look down. So we're going to bring our chin down to our chest, and then think of just scraping your chin all the way to the left towards your left shoulder. And then think of scraping it all the way back and around towards your right shoulder. Good, just do that again. To the left. Nice smooth motion all the way over to the right. And then just pause there. See if you can guide your chin a little bit further. Now think of dropping your chin towards your collarbone. And then reaching your chin towards your back, towards your right shoulder blade. Good. Come forward and move back. Do that again. Just start to bring a little bit of hydration, movement into just the neck. So everything else below the neck, steady, unmoving. One more. Reach back, back, back. Come forward and come all the way around to the second side. Ooh, I think I like to have a thicker mat out here. Good, so the chin comes forward. And the chin reaches back as if you're trying to listen to something behind you. Come forward. Again, I feel the rest of my body moving. Really try to be steady. Everything else, the rest of the spine is just nice, long, still growing long and tall in between those vertebrae. Good. Pull the neck forward and just reach it back behind you. Okay, now let's make full neck circles. So this big, beautiful, hydrating circle all the way around to the right. Up, back, and around. Maybe close your eyes here. This feels glorious for me. And switch directions. To the left. Good. And listening in the whole time. If your neck starts to tell you not that position, not that shape, pause and listen. Let's do it one more time. And then come back through center and just feel yourself sitting tall. Feel length in the neck. This sense of your head balancing effortlessly over your chest. Okay, let's grab our dish towel. We're going to pull on the dish towel, so reach it out in front of you, and then a little bit of tension here. So pull east to west on your dish towel. Good, and then we're going to start to lower it down. Again, we're keeping that pulling open action, and then exhale to lift. So inhale, we're going to lower it down. Exhale to lift. See if you can feel the shoulder blades gliding and sliding. Maybe we start to lift it a little bit higher. See if there's any point where you feel like you start to borrow that motion, that mobility from the rib cage. Something we don't think about a lot. Right? We're gonna about how the scapula, they're like a free moving bone on our back, and they're just attached to our spine. One little attachment point. Exhale to lift, keep moving. And they can get a little stuck back there when we're not letting them glide inside, especially if we're always borrowing that mobility from the spine or the ribs. Exhale, squeeze and lift. My shoulders are a little bit tired, actually. Do that one more time. So again, the shoulder blades are moving. The rib cage is staying close. The ribs are still knitted in. Do that one more time and then hold it there. Let's hold it just straight out to shoulder height. Good. And now squeeze, pinch your shoulder blades together, and then pull them apart. Pull them, squeeze them in. Take a break if you need to, and then push away. This is supposed to be a really gentle practice, so no need to push. No need to really think of this as a workout. Just think of it as movement. Just feel good movement. Let's do 3. Good. So they protract, they spread apart. And then they retract, they squeeze together. One more time, and there's still tension on that dish towel. Nice. Take a little break there. Let that go. Good. Just put your dish towel right off to the side. And then bring your hands to your shoulders, like so. And think of swimming your elbows, big circles, up and around. And here, don't worry about just the shoulder blades. Just let everything move how it wants to. And to remind myself, the scapula, the shoulders are, of course, attached to the spine, which is, of course, attached to the pelvis. And just remind yourself, it's all connected, right? It's an intermeshed chain. So something in your foot could affect your shoulders. Something in your shoulders could affect your foot. Let's switch directions. Good, and then let that go. All right, I just had to grab my outdoor blanket, my chair blanket, and put it underneath my mat because this mat is very, very thin on the wood. So we are going to find a tabletop. So bring those hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath the hips. And now that same motion, just retraction and protraction of the shoulder blades. Push away. And then drop and sink. Keep the tailbone, the spine steady. Do that again. Good. Now see if you can tuck your toes and do the exact same thing. So a lot more work here. They drop towards each other. And then your hands really strong push into the mat. Drop. And exhale, lift. Good for 2. And 1. Good. Let those knees land. And now full cat-cow tilt. So Allow the spine, the pelvis to come online to join us for this motion. Exhale, push and round. Inhale, pull the heart forward, lift the tailbone, spread the sit bones. Exhale, round, puff up, chin to chest. One more. Good, and then we're just gonna come around onto our back. If you have your block, grab that. We're just gonna spend the last few moments with that block. Just slide it underneath your shoulder blades. And then if it's possible to reach the head and the shoulders down to the mat, I'm gonna keep my knees bent for a little bit more support here. And do what you can to relax into the block. Now, if you have a blanket, as I happen to have, you could actually slide that block underneath the blanket so that it's just a little bit comfier on the spine. And then just let the spine extend. Let the ribs open up however much they want. And breathe deeply. It's not very sexy to work on shoulder mobility, but it's pretty important, especially when we think of, you know, how mobile our shoulders are and how the ability of the motion of our shoulders allows us to reach behind us in the car with our arms and grab something on the top shelf and come down to the earth and reach our children and pick them up and hug and hold and touch, right? Our arms are how we, and our hands are how we interact with the world around us. So they deserve some care and attention. Now feel free to spend however long you like here. The legs could be extended. Ooh, I almost knocked over my drink. And when you're ready, you'll slowly start to support yourself. You can always pause the video and stay longer. Oh. Come on back up to that tall seat. Yeah, and then just sit up tall and see how you feel. Maybe a little bit more space, height, this lovely and necessary work to find a little bit more mobility through the neck and shoulders. I hope you feel unstuck. Thank you for showing up. Hopefully the audio worked for us. Thank you. Namaste.